There's an uneasy calm in Manipur. Last night was a violent one. Hundreds of protesters took to the streets of Imphal. They clashed with security officials. Vehicles and tires were burnt. Tear gas and pellet guns were used. At least 80 people were reportedly injured. Thankfully, today was better. The government has imposed an indefinite curfew in parts of the state. A few protesters did turn up, but the situation was largely under control. Like I said, it's an uneasy calm because the underlying tensions still persist. We told you about the latest flare-up yesterday. Manipur had lifted internet curbs after 5 months. Immediately, pictures began to circulate. Pictures of 2 dead students. They'd gone missing in July this year. Despite a police complaint, they could not be traced. This week, pictures of their dead bodies emerged. And that's when violence broke out. On Wednesday, mobs attacked the regional office of BJP, that's the ruling party of Manipur, also the ruling party of India. They also hurled petrol bombs at police stations. Then yesterday, the chief minister's home was targeted. A mob tried to breach his official residence. The police later confirmed that he was not at home when it happened. Neither was his family. Biren Singh is the chief minister of Manipur. He's been under fire since the violence broke out in May. Some of his own party lawmakers have accused him of bias, of negligence, and of administrative failure. This week's violence triggered a sharp response from security forces. Around 40,000 troops are deployed in Manipur. Plus, you have the state police officers. They cracked down heavily on the mobs this week. But some tactics have been questioned. For example, the use of pellets. These are projectiles, but they're different from bullets. Pellets slightly tear tissues. Bullets completely shred them. Now, reports say some students were hit with these pellets. One of them had 60 particles lodged in his shoulder. The security agencies have denied these claims, but if true, it would be a first because activists say pellets had not been used until now. The Manipur government has taken note of this. They have formed a 2-member committee. Its job is to probe the allegations to find out if excessive force was used. What's happening in Manipur is heartbreaking for every Indian. If you live in Manipur, even more so. But one Manipuri girl overcame her trauma to make India proud. Her name is Roshi Bina Devi. She was part of India's wushu team at the Asian Games. She won the silver medal. But during her post-match interaction, she broke down, and you can imagine why. Her home state is burning. While other athletes look forward to a grand homecoming, she cannot. Her family is safe for now, but like she herself said, anything can happen. Later on, Roshi Bina Devi composed herself and she dedicated her medal to Manipur.
ये मेडल मेरा मणिपुर लोगों अभी मणिपुर के लिए जितना वो कर रहा है मतलब हम लोग के लिए लड़ रहा है वो लोग को डेडिकेट करता हूँ हम लोग जाति को इतना अभी वो लोग ने प्रोटेक्ट किया है इसके लिए वो लोग को डेडिकेट करना चाहता हूँ.
The current situation is not sustainable. You cannot run a state with 40,000 soldiers, nor can you cut internet forever, which brings us to the peace process. What's the update on that? Well, the trust deficit has not narrowed. Consider the recent decision to extend special army powers in Manipur. We told you about this yesterday. AFSPA is the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. It has been extended in Manipur's hill areas. Meanwhile, the valley is exempt. And tribal groups are asking, why is that? Now, to give you some context, Manipur's tribal communities live in the hills, including the Kukis. The majority Métis live in the valley. And this current standoff is between these two groups, the Kukis and the Métis. The tribals have now appealed to the Union Home Ministry. They say the state government's decision is biased and oppressive. So peace is still far off. Times like these call for able leadership, able and unbiased leadership. Because in such situations, it's not just about whether the two groups trust each other. It's about whether they trust the peace broker.